Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharsan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. And right now, social media is buzzing about what went wrong at the Laos hostel where 6 foreign tourists died after having drinks laced with methanol.
2 Australians, 2 Danes, a Brit and an American drank tainted alcohol laced with methanol, a deadly substance often found in self-made bootleg booze. It all happened in Vang Vieng, a notorious party village in Laos. I've been there myself and I have to say it's a very special place. Vang Vieng is a small village in the middle of nowhere where you can do quite a bit of action activities and where you have numerous bars and clubs. It's most famous, however, for tubing. In 2011 alone, 27 people died during this activity because there were drugs everywhere.
The owner of the Nana hostel has been detained, and by Monday, charges had not been laid. This tragedy has left grieving families desperately searching for answers, and several survivors have taken to social media to share what went wrong.
It's really normal for hostels in Southeast Asia to offer like a happy hour or an hour where you get free drinks, whether that be beers or spirits or cocktails. It just so happened that this hostel was offering either a free bottle of vodka or a free bottle of whiskey, and we had a big table of about 10 people and we were all sharing. What was given to us was like a bottle of locally sourced Lao vodka, and that's what we were all communally drinking. It wasn't until 15 hours later that my symptoms started to kick in, which were extreme tiredness. I was practically asleep for a whole day. I was violently throwing up. I was really lucid. I had visual impairment, like I could barely see. It was just like bright lights. And then my boyfriend made the decision to take me to a private hospital in Vientiane, and the people there literally saved my life.
Methanol is alcohol, just like ethanol is, which is found diluted in beer, wine and spirits. But the difference between them is that ethanol has 2 carbon atoms while methanol has 1. And this means that the way that our body processes it is different and can put somebody into severe metabolic acidosis as it turns into formaldehyde and formic acid inside the body. This can cause vomiting, seizures, dizziness and vision loss. It can impact the central nervous system and make somebody fall unconscious or go into a coma as the acid in the blood accumulates and the compounds start killing cells. Sometimes even as little as a shot can be fatal. Treatment for methanol poisoning can involve intubation and medical ventilation to help the patient breathe, or medication that stops the generation of toxic acid, or even dialysis to remove the methanol from the body. But how does methanol get into alcoholic drinks? Well, it can do this in a few different ways. Sometimes it's there on purpose when it's added illegally as a cheaper way to increase the amount of alcohol in a drink. According to pharmacologist Ian Musgrave, sometimes it's accidentally generated in the brewing process, where a mix of microbes, plants, and fermentation cause methanol to form.
If you're an avid shopper like me and looking forward to Black Friday, this one's for you. Thousands of Amazon workers in more than 20 countries are expected to protest or strike on Friday. Their protest is planned in big cities across the US, Germany, the UK, India, Brazil, and many others. And it's taking place on one of the biggest shopping weekends of the year, Black Friday, a day associated with bargain hunting and frantic shopping. The planned protests are coordinated by the Make Amazon Pay campaign, which calls on the US retailer to pay its workers fairly and respect their right to join unions, pay its fair share of taxes, and commit to environmental sustainability.
As Amazon workers, we can make changes to our jobs and our pay if we work together to demand what we want, and we have the right under federal law to do so. My name is Jesse Moreno. Me and my coworkers at Amazon organize a union with the Teamsters to get the pay and the safe work conditions that we deserve. And you can too. Amazon workers have won raises and stopped unfair discipline by making demands as an organized group. The National Labor Relations Act gives us the legal protection to act with our Amazon coworkers to make things better at work. We have the right to discuss wages, benefits, or working conditions with our coworkers. We have the right to distribute leaflets on non-work time in non-work areas such as parking lots, time clock areas, cafeterias, or break rooms. Amazon isn't allowed to stop us. We are in our legal right. We have the right to ask our coworkers to sign a petition on non-work time. We have the right to talk to management as a group to demand that our concerns are listened to. We have the right to use company-provided general use bulletin boards. We have the right to share information with our coworkers about organizing a union. It is illegal for Amazon to harass us, discipline us, demote us, fire us, or penalize us in any other way for engaging in these activities.
Here's some things I wish I knew before working at Amazon. Amazon workers have the highest injury rates in their industry. This is due to untrained safety staff, broken equipment, or not using the right equipment for our job. And number 2 is the low pay. Amazon is one of the #1 companies in the world, but it offers no pay increase when you learn a different process path or a different department. It has a low wage increase and a low starting pay, lower than some of the other businesses in their industry. And last, of course, is the unmanageable workloads. Especially during Prime, you have to advocate for yourself, and there's little to no rotation in these departments. And these unreasonable job constraints and time constrictions contribute to the stress that the workers go through. The solution to these problems is organizing a union at Amazon. It's why me and my coworkers are getting involved.
Now to a new twist in the high-stakes copyright lawsuit against OpenAI. The company might have accidentally deleted critical data tied to the case brought by the New York Times and other media giants.
Something crazy happened, something that has the potential to change everything with AI. In this article, the New York Times states that OpenAI used millions of their copyrighted articles in order to train their models, and is citing potentially billions of dollars in damages. In a truly historic lawsuit, this is probably the first lawsuit of this magnitude to happen in the AI industry with copyright. And it has the potential to change the trajectory of how AI is allowed to operate in our world. Because if you think about it, if the New York Times is allowed to sue any AI company for copyright infringement, what's to stop any other copyright holder on the internet from doing the same thing?
Last week, things took an unexpected turn during the evidence discovery process. Lawyers for the plaintiffs had been working on OpenAI-provided servers, spending over 150 hours analyzing the training data. But on November 14, they discovered that OpenAI's engineers had erased their search results and programs.
As part of the case, OpenAI agreed to provide virtual machines to help the publisher search its training data. However, on November 14th, it's being alleged that OpenAI engineers accidentally erased search data from one of the machines. While most of the data was recovered, the loss of the folder structure and file names made it impossible to track where the publisher's content was used. Now, OpenAI has come back and denied that they actually deleted the evidence, blaming the issue on the configuration request by the plaintiff. They're arguing no files were truly lost and maintain that using publicly available data for AI training falls under fair use. But in the meantime, OpenAI has been striking publishing deals with publishers like the Associated Press and the Financial Times.
Now, lawyers have to start from scratch, but OpenAI insists the deletion wasn't intentional. A lawyer for the plaintiffs agreed it seemed accidental, raising a question we can all relate to. Who hasn't accidentally wiped something important? Apple's Siri has been millions of people's pocket assistant for over 13 years, but it's starting to feel outdated. With ChatGPT and Google's Gemini stealing the show, Apple knows it's time to step up. Now, word is they're giving Siri a major upgrade. Enter LLM Siri.
Apple is actively developing a new advanced version of Siri that is powered by LLMs. They're aiming to create a more capable and conversational virtual assistant. This project is internally referred to as LLM Siri, and it's designed to bring Siri's capabilities closer to the capabilities of ChatGPT and Google's Gemini. While this is all still in development, Siri will be receiving some AI enhancements within the next couple of months. It's expected that there will be an integration of ChatGPT into Apple Intelligence in December of this year. Integrating ChatGPT into Apple Intelligence seems like a short-term fix. The ultimate goal is for Apple to have their own technology.
The large language models, or LLM technology, will be utilized to enable conversations between Siri and users, similar to other advanced AI assistants. Other key enhancements include more sophisticated handling of tasks, the ability to write and summarize text on demand, and precise control over third-party applications. This upgrade aligns with Apple's broader initiative to deepen its commitment to AI, which saw the debut of its Apple Intelligence platform recently. Governments worldwide are trying to regulate social media for kids, but experts say the bigger threat comes from AI. According to the UK's National Police Lead for AI, pedophiles, scammers, and hackers are increasingly weaponizing artificial intelligence to harm victims in unprecedented ways. Fraudsters are already using deepfake technology to impersonate executives, convincing employees to transfer massive sums of money. But the gravest concern lies with pedophiles who are using generative AI to create child abuse imagery and videos. The same technology is also fueling online blackmail schemes where victims are threatened with the release of indecent images unless they comply with demands. Police say AI's growing accessibility is outpacing law enforcement's ability to respond, warning police need to move fast to combat the threat. It's always going to be a gamble when an iconic brand makes what's been called its most significant change in its almost a century-old existence. But its teaser, released on social media, is not getting the response the company was hoping for.
Jaguar just announced a logo change to what I think is one of the ugliest logos I've ever seen. This is the old one and it is absolutely iconic. It looks perfect. And this is the new logo. This is the blandest, most forgettable logo I have ever seen. Not only that, alongside the logo change, the front of the cars are gonna look different. This is how they used to look. It looks amazing, superb. And this is what they're replacing it with. This goofy double J monogram that just makes me wanna vomit.
Jaguar unveiled their new identity because they're going fully electric with an ultra luxury range, so they wanted to change the perception of the brand. They changed their iconic growler logo, which means you won't see the 3D emblem leaping out of the bonnets anymore. And here are the 4 new marks they call symbols of change. About the word mark, I like the spacing and symmetry, but sans serif with lowercase looks a bit pooky. The old logo has some masculinity. The new identity, which they call exuberant modernism, has bright, vivid colors and is trying to evolve, getting bold with statements and artistic. And I kind of like the approach and identity, but I really have to think on the logos part.
Jaguar has asked the public to reserve their judgment and described the response as vile hatred. But with the advert featuring only models wearing brightly colored clothes and no cars, people are going to talk about it. Even Tesla boss Elon Musk questioned if Jaguar was selling cars. The internet is also full of parodies and pictures of what the new Jag will possibly look like. The designs are set to be released in Miami in December. We will have to wait and see. And finally, it's that time of the year when Christmas bells are about to start ringing. For many, it's the time to meet with friends and family and make merry. Gifts are always part of the festivities of it, but where to find them can sometimes be challenging. Don't worry though, this year could be less hectic because Santa just got a new little helper. And that's none other than AI. It's offering shopping assistant by giving people ideas on what to write on their Christmas lists.
Paragraph 1 is where it will summarise the Christmas gifting issue presented in the question and acknowledge any specific challenges it may pose, such as selecting a gift that marks a significant milestone or caters to the recipient's tastes and interests. The question comes in, what should I buy my mum for Christmas? It goes, oh, you're looking for a gift for your mum for Christmas.
Acknowledges that it understands the
Exactly. Paragraph 2 then is a bit more in-depth, so it's explaining a generic approach that somebody might consider for their gifting issue. The generic, just a card, a voucher, flowers, discussing the limitations of the approach and its lack of personal touch or inability to convey the significance of the occasion. When you're thinking of a gift, you're going to go with the first thing that pops in your mind, the most popular. Telling them why that would be wrong is going to think, oh, right, okay, I don't want to get that gift anymore now, so I want to know what I should get instead.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.